North Korea has test-fired another intercontinental ballistic missile. It's the second major weapons test this month. The missile flew eastward from the outskirts of the North Korean capital, Pyongyang, and landed about 200 kilometres off the Japanese coast in the country's exclusive economic zone. Military analysts say the missile would have had the range to hit the American mainland. Japan's Prime Minister Fumio Kishida condemned the test.
We made a stern protest to North Korea. They are repeating provocative actions with unprecedented frequency. We strongly state again that this is absolutely unacceptable.
And let's go to South Korea. Josh Smith is senior correspondent with the Reuters news agency. Josh, what more can you tell us about today's missile test?
This may be the eighth test by North Korea this year of an ICBM class weapon system, and analysts say that this suggests that they are pushing full steam ahead on trying to develop these long-range weapons, which, as you mentioned, have the range to potentially deliver a nuclear warhead to anywhere in the U.S. mainland. This increases pressure certainly on Washington as well as its other partners, basically at a point where they seem to have few options to stop this renewed testing by North Korea. This also comes as North Korea has made apparent preparations to conduct a nuclear test, which would be its first since 2017. It's still unclear if it will go through with that. But these increasingly long-range and major weapons tests by North Korea do have many observers believing that they're only going to increase the tempo and scale of their testing.
Stressing long range, Japanese officials say the missile may have had the range to hit the US mainland. What's the message from North Korea?
North Korea this year unveiled a new nuclear policy law, which it said codified its right to develop these weapons, as well as potentially use them preemptively to stop any threats against it or its interests. It's basically argued to the United States and the international community that it has the sovereign right to develop nuclear weapons as well as these missiles, and it's making that point with repeated missile tests. These are often timed around the time when the United States and its allies conduct military drills, as they have recently, or the United Nations meets about North Korea and discusses additional sanctions. All of this sends the signal from North Korea to the world that there's little anyone can do to stop it from developing these weapons, and that it's going to continue to do so.
Asia-Pacific leaders are meeting at the APEC summit in Thailand today. How are they responding?
U.S. Vice President Harris actually stepped out of meetings there and joined leaders from Australia, Japan, South Korea, Canada, and New Zealand on the sidelines of the summit there to condemn this latest launch. They basically said that it was a brazen violation of UN Security Council resolutions and vowed that this was unacceptable and needed to stop. At the same time, as I mentioned, there's few concrete measures that any of these leaders there seem to be able to take. This missile launch is just the latest regional and global security challenge that's really overshadowing the summit there, which would typically be focused on economic issues.
Thank you very much for chiming in. Reuters correspondent Josh Smith in Seoul.